Okay, well, now I'm going to go to the part of the thing where I'm going to share with you a whole bunch of resources, some of which you're going to use right away and some of which you're going to file away for future use. But what I want you to know is there's tons of stuff out there besides all these wonderful people that you've met. We do a lot of really cool programs, and one of them is called ALLI Boot Camps. ALLI stands for Adult Learner Leadership Institute. And what this is a weekend, yeah, Trina's going, I know, it'll give you goosebumps, it's so amazing. This is a weekend where the learners come on a Friday afternoon. They stay till Sunday afternoon. This is part of the grant that I write to the state librarian. It's funded by Library Services and Technology Act money. We try to move it around the state. These are the 3 locations for this year. It'll be in Ventura County in April, in Livermore in April, May, and Los Angeles Public Library just signed on. We just haven't set the date yet, but as soon as it is set, you'll see it on the listserv. I actually have a consultant who works on this. Rosie Manella used to be the literacy coordinator at Rancho Cucamonga Library, and she's retired and has done amazing work with this. She works with adult learners who facilitate the session. It's all about self-esteem. It's about public speaking. It's about, help me, those of you, what else is it about? But it's a huge builder-upper of these wonderful people who then want to come back and do whatever they can for you. They want to go speak to public groups. They want to talk to your city council. They want to be available to you to help because they understand what an important service this is. They've all been through it. So think about your learners who might be eligible in terms of, ready for something like this. They'd be comfortable doing something like this. There's an application process, and if they're accepted, we pay for them to get there in their region. So we wouldn't send somebody from Woodland to LA, but we might send somebody from Woodland to Livermore. So think about that. Don't forget about ALLI. It's a pretty awesome project. And in each of these cases, I've given you the link on our website to where you can find more information about them. This was during the bad times when we had no money. We got a bunch of group together and said, okay, we have no money, but what else could we do? So we created a page on the website called Sample Materials. And what you find there is samples of those forms you heard these guys talking about, samples of brochures, samples of, you name it, fundraising ideas, all kinds of stuff, and it's all free for you there on our website. And if you have materials to add, you send it to Sample Docs for CLLS. And now that I'm not going to be here, I've already talked to Carrie Gross. She actually came to me and said, who's going to take care of that when you're gone? And she may take care of it for us, which is pretty cool. This is what it looks like. So you'll see, you can't really see it from here, but there's all the different categories: recruitment, job descriptions, tutor training, paperwork for learners, paperwork for tutors. And when you click on one of those, it opens up. There's some tutor applications, tutor intake forms, letter to a volunteer tutor who will not be matched. So this is the person who didn't make it. And you can just download those documents, revise them to use as you need them. Okay, this is where we started talking about blended training, and I wanted to share the resources. We've talked a little bit about them. The new videos are there, and they're on this page. I can show you on the website. They're fairly easy to find. Under tutor resources on the website are all the videos you can download. We also have a Pinterest page where for maybe learners or tutors who aren't ready to go full online training, but they might be interested in seeing some resources on a Pinterest page. And I told you about the coming rebranded for California, and truly I just got that email yesterday, so I hope I will get to take a look at it next week. This is a resource that's been around for a while, but this was a project of Randy in San Francisco. Adult learners came together and developed this very cool pamphlet on money. And it's written for adult learners, by adult learners. You can download it for free on the website, and it might be a really nice piece that you could do in a little class, or tutors and learners can work on them together. We have roles and goals curriculum. So for the top number of goals that are most often set, we asked literacy coordinators throughout the state to create a curriculum for each of them. So if your tutor and learner want to work on read the newspaper, you can go to this link. you can click on it, and there are all kinds of materials there. Here's what you're going to need. Here's some sample vocabulary words. Here's some questions you can ask, some conversations you can have. Make sure your tutors are aware that those resources are available because they were written just for this very purpose. The San Jose Public Library received a LSTA grant a few years ago. It was a good thing I was in the room because whenever anybody asks for money for fundraising, we have to say no. It's against the rules for Library Services and Technology Act. And I said, but couldn't they demonstrate how one might do it and then share it with the rest of the literacy community? And so that's what they did. They hired an awesome consultant. The materials are outstanding. It's based on the idea that most of the money that's given is not given by corporations or foundations or Rotary clubs. It's given by individuals. And that's where you really want to look at how can you expand your donor base to the literacy program. And they basically develop the whole thing for you, and the samples are on the website, including a really fine guide for your fundraising team about steps to take. So when you're ready to think about that kind of fundraising effort, these are some great resources. The Easy Voter Guide, how many of you have seen that in the libraries? That was developed as an adult literacy program many years ago, and it still is. It's funded through my grant. We provide funding to the League of Women Voters of California, who still, I believe, work with Susan Clark, and she pulls together adult learners, and they basically develop a learner-based, easy-to-read voter pamphlet. I use it myself. It's awesome. It's not that, it's much better than that big honking thing that comes in your mailbox. So what's on the website, they will be printing them, they will be distributing them again this year, but also on the website are resources that you could use with your adult learners to help them understand about what's a polling place and all that kind of stuff. These are more resources for you. The website, we mentioned. The Listserv, if you're not on it, you need to be. This is where you're going to hear anything of importance that comes from the state library is going to come to the Listserv. Anything of real importance that has to do with the money will be also copied to the list of library directors who have literacy programs. So if you're a director, you don't have to be on the Listserv if you don't want to. You'll hear about when it's time to do reporting and all that kind of stuff. But the other thing to use that Listserv for is sharing resources. And last week I mentioned the most recent conversation was somebody said, we've been using LACES and we're wondering if there's anything else out there in terms of how you maintain data. So you can always ask a question to the Listserv and get information. We've talked about the networks, very important. We have a statewide literacy Facebook, YouTube channel, and a Twitter feed. So hopefully you will like us and tell me if you have one too. I will like you back so that you can share our stuff and we can share yours. Alan mentioned the CLA literacy section. So CLA they used to call them interest groups. Yeah, what did I say? That's what they used to be called, the section. Now they're called interest groups. So when you're a member of CLA, which if you're not, you should be, you can join an interest group, and they meet together, and they are the voice of literacy within the CLA system. Although in addition, we have been fortunate to have wonderful literacy leaders step up and serve on the Government Relations Committee, which has helped us so much. And also we generally try to have somebody from literacy on the conference committee. But many people say to me, well, why should I go to CLA? There's nothing there for me because I'm a literacy coordinator. Well, here's how stuff gets on the program. You propose it, right? So your network could say, wow, why don't we do a workshop on, I don't know, career online high school. I don't know. Think of what your peers would like to have. And the more of those things that get proposed, the more often there's going to be stuff on the agenda. We've been doing a brilliant thing of having a pre-conference, which has not only been great for the folks in the general area, because you can come to the pre-conference without signing up for the whole conference. There is a charge for it. But that's a service we provide to CLA because they get money from that, which is good for them. But it's great for our folks who get to be together and learn something new. So it's just a win-win. So be sure to think about participating in CLA on a number of levels. So this one says state and county estimates of low literacy. Do you all know about them? Statistics. Why are we using these 2003 statistics? Okay, well, it's because that's the last time they were done. So it's a sad story, but true. So if you want to know what the statistics for literacy are in your, I think you can go down to county on this website. You can get it. Although I had a really great email yesterday from a group of the statewide literacy coordinators that I got hooked into since I've been hanging with my friends in Florida. And there is something in the works that came out of the PIAC study. If you all paid attention to the PIAC, which don't ask me what that stands for, but it was this whole, maybe I put something in here about it. Anyway, they did this whole national thing. There was some data, but it wasn't really data we could use to say, here's what's happening in my town. It looks like they're trying to extrapolate some stuff. So hopefully within the next couple of years, we're going to have updated data. But in the meantime, all we have nationally and statewide data is this. I put in a thing about pro-literacy. If you're not a member, it's not that much to join. They have amazing listservs. They have a wonderful conference. It's worth knowing about pro-literacy. They also have New Readers Press, which is where you can buy a lot of the materials for learners that we're talking about. Oh, here's the PIAC, but I bet it doesn't say on there what it is, what it stands for. Anyway, this is the most recent data there is, so there is some stuff you can use, but it's not like, won't tell you how many people don't have a high school education in, East Podunk, California.
But that you can get off census data.
That you can get off census data, that's right. But this will be some great, when it comes in the statewide or the local format, it'll be very powerful. AB 86, who's working with their AB 86 consortium? Did I ask this already? For those of you who are new to this is another machination where the governor threatened to take all the money out of adult schools about 3 years ago and put it all in the community colleges. And as you might guess, there was a great hue and cry from the field. So he backed off on that and instead set aside $25 million for planning purposes to help the adult education community get its act together and be more collaborative and supportive. So in each community college region of the state, there is an AB 86 consortium. That's the name of the bill, the number of the bill that started this. We have encouraged libraries to be part of this conversation. If you haven't been, you need to be. And now they're in motion. They have plans. You want to be talking to them to make sure that you're in that loop of that continuum of adult basic education. And, I guess I have to say something about, I gave you a CLA membership form. In case you are not a member, that's how strongly I feel about it.
There's a publisher called Grassroots Press. They're out of Canada. They are here at this conference, and they have amazing low-level adult readers. They're a great Grassroots Press. It's a mom and pop shop. They're super nice. But go over there, take a look at their stuff. They have audio and printed materials that go together. And they have books that are like 3 words on a page about going grocery shopping and things like that. So they're a great resource.